Hello and welcome back to Rue's Life, and here I am amongst the beans in the polytunnel, and it's really starting to feel quite autumnal, which actually fills me full of excitement because I've said before it's one of my most favourite times of year. So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning here. It is 16 degrees outside and it's 23.3 degrees here in the polytunnel. I've only got this door open at the moment, but I may in fact open the sliding door as well. Over the days where we've been busy or I've been at work, we've been doing the bare essentials, so I've been coming over and watering and just opening this one door because the temperature is starting to drop. But because I'm here and I'm going to be pottering about, I will probably get that other door open as well. But what I really want to do today is start some of the bigger harvests. And I'm starting today here with the beans. So I've got a few varieties. This is the first year that I've grown these Greek gigantes, and I am hoping for great things. They're absolutely laden. And from all of these climbing beans, these ones are looking as though they've done the best this year. I also have some Bellotto beans and some Madeira maroon. They haven't done as well, and my Bellotto beans are usually absolutely fantastic, but this year they just haven't been as good. Now I have heard from a lot of people that their beans, be they undercover or outside, have not done as well this year with the extreme temperatures that we've had here in the UK. So I think that could have had an effect, but clearly the Greek gigantes like the hot weather. I wonder if the clue is in the name Greek. So let's get on and start harvesting some of these beans. Although I have to say I'm really going to miss my beautiful fairy grotto of green when I pull these down. So I'm not going to be actually pulling the vines down today. I am just going to get those bean pods off and into a trug. Not a bad harvest. So while I was in there, I've actually harvested also the last of these amazing dwarf beans, the Rondo variety, and that really is the last of them now, but they've been absolutely fantastic. Got loads in the freezer, we've eaten loads, and as I say, this is the very last of them. Really prolific. I can highly recommend them. So dwarf bean variety Rondo, I will definitely be growing them again next year, and a lot more of them. I experimented with them this year with just a small, I think I did 5 plants in one of the small beds in the polytunnel there, and I will put a link above to one of the videos of me harvesting so you can see just how prolific they've been. So the last of the dwarf beans, and then the Greek gigantes, not bad, not bad. There are still some more on the plant and I've left them there. So we are only kind of, what are we now, mid-September. It's still quite warm in the polytunnel. I always try and keep my produce going for as long as I can. I've had a bit of a tidy up, so I've pulled some of the dead leaves and just had a bit of a tidy and a sort out. But I have actually been harvesting before now, even tomatoes in the polytunnel right through into November. So I'm not taking those plants down, and any beans that look a little immature, I'm leaving them and giving them the opportunity to develop. But these are just great. There's not a huge amount, but there's plenty in here, and because they're a large bean, if I add them to things we've already got, they're going to do a good few meals. So I think what I'm going to do is just with each of them, and obviously we eat these as they are, we top and tail them and chop them and eat them, and they're absolutely delicious. With the other 3 varieties, let's open at least one bean and have a little look at what we've got inside, shall we? Oh my goodness, look at these. So I did have some right at the beginning and we popped a few off, and they were actually bigger than these. But all things considered, I'm quite pleased with this. I'm just going to pop the trug down and fiddle about a bit. I'll be back. It's just getting through that outer casing. So you can see here, there's one of them. And then, whoop, 2. Look at those. They're just lovely. I don't know if you can see those. I don't know if the light's catching them properly. But there's 1, 2, 3. There's 5. Let me get them all out for you in this pod. There they are. 5 beans. I think I could probably go and buy a magic cow with those. So there we are. So those are the Greek gigantes. Not bad. And then in this trug, now these are my good old faithful bellotto or bellotti beans. Again, there's quite a lot still on that plant that are quite immature. I pulled one off and you can see how slim that is, and the beans are not actually going to be that fat in there. They're not that well developed compared to this one, where you've got a much fatter pod, and I can feel those lovely beans inside. So I've left quite a lot on the bellotti or bellotto plant, and I will be harvesting those at a later date. So let's get another pod open. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So out they come. So again, let's put this trug down. So there's 2 from this pod, 3. I really should have a plate to do this in case they ping out onto the floor. Just put those ones down for a minute. Now I have in years gone by actually dried a lot of these on the plant, and then they go that lovely, mottled purple and green, and the beans go the same. But these, so again, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I've got 6 in the pod. There they are, and they're going to be really tasty. So I have traditionally dried my beans, and I've got jars of them which we're still using, and then I keep some back sometimes for sowing. But these I think I'm going to actually, so with the Greek gigantes, I have discovered that if you actually peel this tougher, a little bit like a broad bean, if you peel this tougher white, although it looks beautiful, outer off, because that can be a little bit bitter, the ones that we've tried and tasted so far. So I don't mind them too much. I mean, I'm a big broad bean fan, but I have discovered the art of double podding, and I've been doing this also with the Greek gigantes because Chris prefers them that way. And then last of all are these. Now these were supposed to be the Madeira maroon, and I imagined they would have a maroon pod and a maroon bean. So I'm not entirely sure what went on with these, whether they've cross-pollinated or whether I've just got the wrong variety. So actually, although they feel beany, I've just snapped into one and I've just got a lot of flesh there, and I don't know if I've actually got any beans within. So these might be, I mean, they're quite soft and they're not very stringy. It might even be that I can eat the whole of these. So I might, try doing that, just chopping them up and eating the whole of them, or it may just be that they haven't formed. But no, I'm not really getting bean in these. How very strange. Oh, there's a tiny little one in there. So I don't think these are Madeira maroon. I don't know what they are. I'm going to do a little taste test. I'm just going to break a little bit off. They're actually quite tasty. And they're not too stringy. So what I think I'm going to do with these guys, they're beans. I have no idea what variety they are. They're ruse beans. So what I'm going to do is just slice these, freeze them and eat the whole thing. So not too bad. So these I can double pod. I've got a few of the bellottos as well. So that's the Greek gigante, a few bellotto, and the ones that I've no idea what they are, but they're beans and they are tasty. They've got that, a sugar snap pea. They've got that kind of flavour to them, and they're really quite nice. So no idea what they are, but there's a few of them, and again I think they'd be really nice. As I say, I'm going to chop and freeze them, but I think they'd just be nice steamed or boiled as they are, as opposed to throwing them into a casserole or a soup. So not a bad harvest. So do let me know in the comments below, how have you got on with your beans, if you've been growing them this year? What varieties have you grown? Have you had success? Have yours already been harvested? Are they in? Or have you still got some on the plant ready to harvest? So I hope you're all well. I hope you're enjoying this autumnal weather. I've got my jumper on today, but it's not cold. It's just that feel. It's coming. It's in the air, isn't it? And we have had some much needed rain, which has meant less watering on the plot. I've only had to water what's in the polytunnel. So as ever, thank you so much for watching. If you are new to my channel and you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so and hit that bell so you'll get notifications of all my latest videos. But for now, take care and I'll see you all again soon.